Hello and welcome to Cornish Walking Trails. Today
we're at Carbis Bay.
Oh, Ron! Yeah!
Oh.
Why have we come to Carbis Bay? We're here to answer some questions that you sent us. Thank you for sending them in. So the first one,
Go on then.
Samuel Groatsky, I hope that's how you pronounce it. Do you prefer filming in summer for the good weather but the busyness, or winter with the worst weather but the peace and quiet?
Oh, gonna get wet feet, sir.
Let's move this way.
I think for me it's the summer. We're just probably more aware of where we should be going in the summer, so we'll try and find a quieter spot, I think.
Use our local knowledge to avoid the crowds and maybe not funnel into Newquay and St Ives that time of year,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's right. We've done a bump into you lot. Can I say that? Just that.
Laurie Steiner. Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
And she asks us, if you don't mind sharing, what are your day jobs? Well, I've got a basic job in the NHS, National Health Service, and it's non-clinical.
Yeah, and I'm a brain surgeon. I'm not really, no. You know those jokes that you get at Christmas in the Christmas crackers? Yeah, I'd like to do that job, but I don't do that either. No, I've got a very basic job in retail as well, but the two jobs, they give us the time flexibility we need to get out and do the channel and stuff, so it works
we
for
love.
us. Yeah, it's great.
I think we're losing the light. We better do this quick. This is from Pete the Pasty.
Hello, Pete.
He's a good mate of ours on Instagram, isn't he?
He's a very clever pasty.
And he asks, pasty or sausage roll?
Pasty.
Fudge or ice cream?
Fudge.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Tea or rattler?
Oh, rattler.
Poldark or Dr. Ennis? Oh, Dr. Ennis.
Hold on.
Scones or chocolate cake?
Oh, scones. Scones.
Beach or countryside?
Oh, beach.
And Carbis Bay?
Yeah.
Or Hale?
Hale. No, Carbis Bay. Have we ever had to give up and attempt to complete a walk?
Mm-hmm.
Not this year. No.
We have in the past. We've failed to do one, I think, didn't we? And that was up in Loo, and the farmer wasn't very obliging.
No, but we revisited it this year, didn't we?
And we did it. This next field is the one that we got lost in.
Yeah.
Oh, hear the bird scarer. So there's a certain sense of satisfaction that we've completed the walk the other way round. However, we're getting that same sense that the farmer doesn't really regard this as a public footpath, maybe? I don't know, we can't seem to get out here now. I feel like we're trespassing, that's what I feel like. So how are we going to get the dog over there?
What we need to...
Just be careful. And then you just carry on downhill, takes you back to the car park.
Where we got lost before was
easier this time.
Easier, yeah. We kind of worked out what we were doing wrong.
So we're quite tenacious. We take our ordnance survey with us, and we do try our hardest to complete every walk, don't we?
Yeah. As much as you do try and lose me, I keep coming back. I'm like a boomerang.
Like a pigeon, homing pigeon.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I love this question. When it came in, I smiled, and it's from Peter Dovey.
Hi, Peter.
And it says, how do you go about your workflow putting together a film for the week? It must be very time consuming. Well, he's about right, isn't he? And because it's going to take us quite a while to answer and we're losing the light, we're going to head towards St Ives now and explain how we do it on the way.
Yeah, good, okay.
video, where do we start? We start with lots of research. Andrew's got all these books at home and he dives into them regularly.
Actually, that's a good point, because someone else said, how many books have we got on Cornwall and how many walk books?
Yeah.
So to answer that question, we've got 133 books in total and 34 are walk books.
Wow, I didn't know it was that many. So the research takes us quite a while. So it's done of an evening with a cup of tea.
3 or 4 hours work of research, and usually trawling through old books and following up on stories that we've been told, that sort of thing.
So then we find a walk, takes us all day usually to film it.
Yeah.
Up to 5 hours. If it's a 5-mile walk, it'll take us 5 hours, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and if we get lost, it's 6 hours.
Then once the walk has been filmed, got to edit it. I do the editing. Takes me somewhere between 15 and 20 hours, depends how long the video is. The longer the video, the more editing time. Then I upload it to YouTube. We obviously do our own self-promotion on Instagram.
Yeah, so we probably spend 3 or 4 hours a week on Instagram, Facebook and on the community page, putting posts out on there for people.
Sounds like a job.
It is a job, isn't it?
It is a job.
You do all the replies, don't you? And people, people leave their lovely comments for us.
As many as I can. I have to now restrict myself to an hour a week, because otherwise I wouldn't get the videos
so
made.
If you want a reply from Sarah, you need to get your comments in probably on the Friday or Saturday morning.
Yeah, I do them in order. So hopefully that answers your question. We spend probably as much time on a job doing our hobby.
Yeah, it's probably 25 to 35 hours a week, I would have thought.
Yeah. Our next question is from Alamode. Hello.
Hiya.
Oh, my question for the year-end Q&A is, do you two or your children speak or know a few words of Cornish? Would you like to learn the language, and any thoughts on the preservation? So I don't speak any Cornish per se. In fact, I don't know anyone that speaks Cornish.
No, I mean, there have been attempts over probably the last 20 or 30 years to try and keep the language alive. But some people do still speak Cornish, but they speak it like together, as opposed to going out to someone in the street and speaking it. Because if you did speak to someone in the street in Cornish, they'll look at you and go, what?
Might as well be speaking French or German, isn't it?
So I think it's nice that they're trying to preserve it. But it's not taught in schools as far as I'm aware or anything like that.
No, it's not an everyday thing.
No.
And from my point of view, my brain goes to, because the actual language died out 150 years ago, didn't it? Or even earlier with Dolly Patrice, isn't it? How do they know what it sounded like? So how is it authentic?
Well, it's obviously been passed on, isn't it? But you'll find the Cornish accent is quite a lazy accent. We are a very lazy county in the way we talk, so people will go, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
And that actually means, if you go up to a Cornish person and you say, right, and they say, right, that is a conversation that says, how are you? How's the family? Everybody okay? You happy? And it's the same back, isn't it? So all we do is go, right, and they'll go, right.
Hard.
To finish up about the Cornish language there is a lady called Loveday Jenkins. So if you were interested in maybe finding out how it sounds, or if you could get a phrase in Cornish, something like that. And also there's a Cornish language channel, I believe.
There is, yeah, and part of that question was, would you like to learn a bit of Cornish? And yeah, I'd be up for that.
Would you?
It'd be fun, yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know, I was never any good at French.
What I'll do, I'll learn swear words in Cornish and then I can tell them to you, and you won't have a clue what I'm saying, will you?
Oh, I've got to learn it too then, haven't I? Just to explain, we're actually walking into St Ives now to film a Christmas lights in St Ives video. So if you're wondering why we're walking in the dark or semi-dark, that's why!
We'll still see where we're going at the moment, right for a minute.
Yeah, we got a torch, we're alright. Nicholas Wingfield, hello Nicholas, or Nick, perhaps you're called Nick. He asks, how long have you been married and how did we meet? We celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary last year.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah. Known each other longer, not much longer. Married quite young, and
met in a pub.
Met in a pub.
Yeah, if I remember right, you didn't have enough money to pay for your meal.
No, so you shared your strawberries with me.
I did.
So we've made it to Portsminster Beach, Portsminster Cafe behind.
Yeah, so we're planning to have a little wander around St Ives and have a look at the Christmas lights.
Yes, and film a Christmas video for you. So I think we're going to have to call it a day on the questions and answers for now and pick it up again next time we're filming.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Oh, I just got dripped on. We're back to answer the rest of your questions. Today we've come to Battalic It's a bit blowy, so we're taking shelter in the labyrinth here, just so we can answer your questions. So another question from Pete the Pasty. I am known to enjoy a nice classic episode of Corrie, giant Watsits and a cup of tea. What is your fave TV snack drink combo? Well, I like Vera. It's quite easy for me to answer. I like a good episode of Vera, and with my gluten-free needs, I love a good millionaire shortcake and a cup of coffee. I am a coffee drinker. So yeah, Vera, millionaire shortcake and coffee.
Hello Pete, good edition of Bargain Hunt for me with a jam donut and hot chocolate. Yummy. Got another question, Sarah. This one came in on Instagram. This came in from Ficadelic. Hiya. Says, does Andrew ever run out of puns? And what's his favourite animal to voice over? Two great questions. I love a pun. I don't like being out-punned.
So Andrew,
Yeah.
did you leaf your pun book at home?
Very good. Hang on, give me a minute.
I usually bow to your better punning.
Very good, very good.
Are you stumped?
I am stumped. Yeah. These are very good, Sarah.
Am I outdoing you?
It's making me look like a complete fool.
Yeah.
Gets easy then. I've got quite a good selection, but I'm always on the lookout for more, which is why I was particularly pleased with one of my Christmas presents this year. This book is by Cornish YouTube legend Colin Lego. So check this out. This is called Jokes for the Punderdog. Colin is the pun master. My house, made out of warm bread, fell into the sea. It's total erosion. I bought some things to make a fried breakfast. The meat started taking off its clothes and running around. That's the last time I buy streaky bacon. Any good?
Better than yours.
They are, aren't they? Thank you, Colin. A favourite animal to impersonate? I do like a nice cow pun, and I like impersonating cows. It's a bit of a weird hobby, I know, but it's something I do enjoy. Hello, and welcome to Cornish Walking Trails. I'm going to start a movement.
I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
Do we have any other hobbies? I love to read, get my teeth into a good murder mystery, mainly before bedtime. And another little guilty secret, I love collecting Christmas Lego. It's all up at the moment.
Oh, you do, and it looks fabulous, doesn't it? Yeah, it grows every year.
Just a big kid, really.
Yeah. I actually make my own bread.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do enjoy a really good quiz.
Yes, yeah. I think so. And he doesn't mind doing a bit of gardening, you know, the DIY as well. Pretty good at that.
Yeah.
This wind, it's mental. Just thinking to myself what it would be like to work here all those years ago. It must have been hardy. Anyway, back to the questions. One from Alison Bridges. How long does it take you to make a video from the planning stage through the walk and up to the final edit? Obviously we produce a video every week, so we try and get it filmed and edited in a week, but we do quite a bit of planning. There's usually 3 or 4 that we've got in mind that we want to do, and it does depend what type of walk we're looking at doing. So a walk that is more involved, like a vlog, like the one we did at Nan Chisel involving a book by John Thomas Blight, that takes us a lot longer to research, try and figure out how we want the video to look. But a walk that is a virtual walk, we just go out and literally film it. So that one's a lot quicker and a lot simpler. So some are quicker than others. So complicated answer, but it was a complicated question. And Pauline Hampson says, how do you fit it all in? Well, to be honest, we are always doing, like it relates back to that question a minute ago about how long it takes to actually make and film a video. So we do end up doing Cornish walking trails all the time, but it's great fun. I love this question. It's from Jo Marshall. Her dogs, actually, from her dogs to ours. Dee Dee, Gabby and Marigold, ask our doggy, what is your favourite beach? Well, he isn't with us today because it's a bit blowy and we wanted to crack on, but we did ask him before we left and he said any that I can dig on. As you know, our dog loves to dig. Montage of digging and digging. He's going to find gold one of these days, isn't he? Dog walk without some digging. Will it, boy? Are you digging? Dig, 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 dig. Good boy. Thank you. Oh, is that good? You're digging a hole. So Laurie did send us another question. She asked, what is your favourite holiday or season?
Oh, okay. Well, I like Christmas.
Why do you like Christmas?
Just Christmas is great, isn't it? Everything about it. I love choosing a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I do like at Christmas time? Lovely long walks along the beach with a dog.
Yes.
And I do like pantos as well, especially panto jokes.
He used to be in them. For me, it's got to be Easter. Chocolate all the way.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Easter.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I still prefer Christmas.
Edward Rawlings asks, what's your favourite place in Cornwall?
Ooh, it's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah. How do you narrow it down to one?
One of my favourite places I always enjoy going there is Cape Cornwall.
Yeah.
Which is literally about 2 miles down the road that direction, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful place, and it's got a lovely little cove there called Priest's Cove.
Yeah.
I spent hours there just watching the day go by there. It's brilliant.
And for me, I love St Michael's Mount. It just is so magical when you're up there, and we can't go there every day of the week. You've got to get your timings right, and yeah, that to me is special.
Yeah, and a forgotten place in Cornwall, which it certainly is overlooked, I think, it's on the Rain Peninsula as well, Kingsand and Corsand. So it's only just in Cornwall, but you tend to drive past it on the way sort of down here, don't you? But that's a lovely area as well.
So our next question leads on quite nicely actually from our favourite place to the top 5 sites or attractions in Cornwall, asked by Tom Toretta. So
Hello,
hi
Tom.
Where would you start with that?
Well, probably the most popular tourist attraction is probably the Eden project, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is open all through the year. We've actually been up there just a few weeks ago to see it at Christmas time.
Beautiful.
Stunning up there, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
So from a tourist attraction, that's a very popular place to go, isn't it?
And Tintagel, that's well, it's so busy up there, isn't it? That kind of defines itself as a busy attraction.
Got the new bridge out to the King Arthur's island out there, haven't you?
Yeah,
but
brilliant.
St Ives is a very popular place to go to. We love St Ives, don't we?
Yeah, and if you wanted a harbour town, something like that, to go and wander around, Padstow or Foy are brilliant.
Yeah.
Truro Cathedral, another great place to visit. It's quite awe-inspiring.
I think you've mentioned St Michael's Mount in a previous question as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
But way down west as well, where we are now, down here at Battalic, if you want to see the old mine engines right on the cliffside, that's a superb place to come.
The drama of this place. We will take you down there. We're just making sure that you can actually hear us against the wind at the moment, hence we're sticking around the labyrinth, but we will go down there in a minute.
Yeah.
So we tried to get some shots of Crown's engine houses. It is so windy over there, it's virtually blowing you off your feet. So we're just going to head up to Wheel Old or Wheel Leisure that they used in Poldark. Hopefully with it being a bit more inland. You never know, we might get a shot of that, but it's a challenging day. High tide. You do need a boat to cross it virtually, don't you?
It's a hell of a puddle, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. These guys are just gliding in the air currents, wobbling around with the severity of the wind. Looks like fun though, doesn't it? So Leslie Mosley asks, have you ever thought about putting your walks into a book?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? I'd love to do that, but we just haven't got the time, have we?
Don't know where to start with that, do we?
And we do some homemade walks, and I love putting together homemade walks. And there's so many walk books you can get on Cornwall, but I find a lot of them tend to have the same walks.
Quite
a lot of the
repetitive,
time. Yeah,
aren't they?
I don't know about you, but I prefer going somewhere a little bit different. And I love quirky history as well, finding those little places that people don't really know about. So yeah, I'd love to put a book together, but I wouldn't know how to go about it. I tell you what I used to love when I was a kid was the old annuals used to get at Christmas, particularly like things like the Blue Peter annual and things like that. And I wondered if we could do a Cornish Walking Trails annual, but we definitely need a bit of help with that. So if you know anybody that could help, then let us know.
Yeah. Louise Down asks us, describe our most eventful walk.
Oh
God, where do we start?
Well, I can describe one that's happened to us recently, and last month in fact, or this month in fact, wasn't it? A few weeks ago. The walk that we put out last week, the virtual walk around Badrutham, was never going to happen. We went all the way to Port Isaac to do a virtual walk of Port Isaac for Christmas Day. However, on the way there, about 2 miles away from Port Isaac, we rounded a corner, and lo and behold, what was on the road but a tin of emulsion paint had gone everywhere. It travelled across the road, obviously fallen off the back of a lorry, unsecured, and it covered the road, hadn't it?
Drove through it.
So we drove through it, and the wheels it sprayed the car.
Got to Port Isaac, got out of the car, looked at the car, and the car had changed colour, didn't it?
Oh, it was awful. It was so sad and so worrying, and we were so anxious about it all. We put the change in the car park, got the ticket in our hand, we were about to set off to go on the virtual walk.
Can't do that, we've got to sort the car out, haven't we? So we phoned your dad.
Yeah.
He said,
Dad, what do I do? What do I do?
So we could try a car wash, see what happens.
So we went back to Weybridge, power washed the car, and that wasn't enough either, was
No.
it? So we went into Tesco's at Weybridge and picked up like a little dish scourer, and we were there like this with it, trying to get this blessed paint off the car, wasn't it?
Eventually, after many hours, we did get it all off, but yeah, that was a bit of pain, wasn't it?
So
but
although that wasn't part of the walk, it was quite an eventful walk, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll insert the footage here of me falling over on a walk and getting a very wet bum.
Okay, so this river's quite engorged. And Andrew just said we have to cross here. How?
You got across here, you got a boat.
How? Oh, this is fun, isn't it? We aren't crossing that, are we?
We should ask our subscribers how they think we should cross this river without us, this little stream.
They're currently laughing at us. They're sat in their armchair in their cosy houses watching us idiots try and cross the stream.
Chuck that in there, go back there.
You're proposing that's a stepping stone?
Yeah, look, the dog's going to go for it, look.
Oh!
There we go. Don't bring it back, I need that.
Oh, it's so cold! I don't think you should. Oh! Oh! No! Oh God, are you alright?
Ow.
You idiot.
Oops.
That was an eventful walk, wasn't it? But do you remember the very, very first walk we ever did?
Oh, I do. We didn't know what we were doing,
Didn't have a clue, did we?
No.
And we did...
Very into it, and we ended up falling out so much. The pub that we wanted for lunch was shut, and we were in a field absolutely arguing, weren't we?
Yeah, the book got thrown on the floor. I think you stomped off and said, I'm never doing this, this is a ridiculous idea,
Why
I'm
are
never
we
going to do
doing
this
this?
again, this is ridiculous.
No, we've just found out our pub is shut. Perhaps we can find a cream tea in the local hotel. We actually abandoned the idea of eating in Portlow, retraced our steps, took us an hour. Yes, we did. And ended up getting something. We had a Magnum for lunch from a village shop in Tregony. Fortunately, tempers calmed down, didn't they? We had a Magnum, thought, aren't we being stupid? And cracked on and actually did make a video that day.
Yeah,
so,
if you want to have a laugh and find that video, it's the first one we ever did.
But we haven't got all that drama filmed in that. So Andrew, best question for last.
All right, what's that then?
Janice Kershaw asks, where are the best pasties?
Oh, now that's a question, Janice, isn't it? Hello, Janice. So you think I'm going to tell you where the best pasties in Cornwall are?
Yeah.
Well, if I did that, there'd be none left for me, would there? Can't do that. Anyway, now the very best pasties in Cornwall are generally the ones made within the family. So whether it's your wife, your partner, your mother, or your nan, they tend to make the best pasties, and the recipe tends to be passed on through the family, doesn't it? But if you're out and about and you want a pasty, top tip would be probably go to the smaller local independent bakers and butchers. They're always probably the better pasties. Just watch where people are getting them from, maybe. It's always a good clue. So, I mean, I haven't sampled every pasty in Cornwall as much as I would love to. So I am not the definitive
pasty connoisseur.
Pasty guru, yeah. But I'll mention a few because they're places I know where I've been and I always get a good pasty. And why not? Because, you know, they've been around for years and they do make a good pasty. So if you find yourself in Portreath, then Portreath Bakery are very good. If you find yourself in Redroof, then usually Berryman's I would go to. Hale, Hampsons of Hale, the butchers, excellent. Philps pasties down in Hale as well, they're very nice. Penzance, you've got Lavenders down there. Anne's pasties are very good down on the Lizard. So there's a few for you anyway. But I'm sure you'll put in the comments where you've had your pasty and they're good. So yeah, I'm always up for trying new ones as well, so let me know.
So a big thank you for all your questions, and we wish you a Happy New Year!
Yeah, Happy New Year! Bye! It's a bit windy!
Yeah.